3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is a level check. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer about to go live for the streaming weather show at 7:15 from the Fox 19 Now Streaming Center. According to my clock, we've got under a minute left, and as soon as it clicks over to 7:15, we will head out and start doing it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Check those levels. Level looks good. I've got a couple more buttons to push. Right there's one, right there is the other, and it's so we are live on all our platforms, on Roku, on Apple TV, on our apps, both the news and the weather apps, on the website, on our streaming channel, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Okay, I've got them all set, and as soon as it clicks over, we're going to head out and go live. Okay, here we go. 7:15. Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer coming to you from the Fox 19 Now Streaming Center. Take a look at our tower cam shot. Now, it looks kind of dark. I probably could readjust that, but we've got some dark cloud cover in the background. We've got some cloud cover obscuring a lot of the sun. So overall, what we're looking at here is we are talking about some scattered shower activity around the tri-state, but not nearly as much as most people thought there would be. In fact, the shower activity had trouble holding itself together, and I will explain why that is the case coming up here in just a couple of seconds. So let's go ahead and see what else we've got in here. These are the, and by the way, if it looked kind of dark on me, that's because I forgot to turn on the studio lights. So the next time you see me, I'll be glowing brightly and look much better and not ghostly. Okay. Here, let me show you. That's what it looks like when you remember to turn the studio lights on. Okay, let's get back to those high temperatures today. It did make it to 90. I think at one point it may have already made it to 91 at CVG, but at least 90 now based on the preliminary data. We won't know till 8 o'clock what the official high was. And everywhere was warm and humid. Notice 90 at Madison, Falmouth, Ashland 93, 92 at Lunken and Batavia, Butler County Regional Airport 90, Chillicothe 90. And so it was a warm day. Now the humidity wasn't quite as high as it was at this time yesterday, and that's because you might have heard of the derecho, which is a big squall line of thunderstorms with straight line winds up in the northern part of Illinois, lots of tornado warnings with few touchdowns up in Chicago and lots of damage. Well, that big mesoscale convective system, MCS as we call them, mesoscale meaning not as big as a continent, but bigger than a state, that storminess up north in northern Illinois is really why we didn't have many storms around here, and I'll explain that coming up. So there are those high temperatures. Weather station temperatures around the tri-state, these are current. 80 degrees in Connersville, still 87 in Crittenden. Owington, you're 85, 86 in Brooksville, 84 in both Lebanon and Mount Orb. And the heat index values a few degrees warmer than that. So here are your heat index values. Owington at 91, Brooksville at 93 along with Crittenden. The heat index in Florence at 90 along with Norwood, and then 88 in Mount Orb. And so you can see it varies quite a lot. And that is pretty normal for the heat index to vary like that. A lot of that is determined by the microclimate. For example, if you're in a downtown city area, you may not have a lot of humidity, but you're going to have a lot of heat because the buildings and the streets all absorb a lot of solar radiation. If you're out in a rural area, let's say you're at a little airport like Lebanon or Batesville, surrounded by crops, you're going to have a lot of heat in the form of humidity, and so the heat index would be very, very high. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. A flood advisory, actually a flood watch in effect. Now earlier and just a few minutes ago included Decatur, Franklin, Butler, Warren, and Clinton counties. They've just dropped those from the flood watch, and everybody else colored in green is under the flood watch, and it's looking like less and less of a chance of getting a lot of widespread heavy rain. Now look at this. You see the shower activity developing right there in southern Indiana, moving across parts of the Fox 19 Now viewing area, and then dying out very quickly. Well, that is all the shower activity we had, even though yesterday we were thinking it would be a lot more and to be widespread. And so this evening, 9:03 is when the sun sets. We'll drop to 77 by 11 p.m. Now, what I want to do, I want to back up here a little bit. And I forgot to include the graphic that explains what's going on with this. So Okay, so let's go back to the satellite loop, and we'll start from there. And I'll show you why the storminess up in northern Illinois and around Chicago is why we don't have a lot of thunderstorm activity. So, okay, back to the satellite radar loop. There you see that one lone shower. We'll zoom in on it again. You can see everything dying out as it moves out of northern Kentucky and around the metro area into our eastern counties. And that one shower left now southeast of Georgetown, about to move into Adams County north of West Union. Now, if we zoom out, watch what happens here. I'll show you what we've got, and I'll go to this on so you can see it on camera. Right in here is where there's a huge amount of cloud cover and a huge amount of rainfall, and that's the system that started out up here. And what it did, it headed southeastward. Typical of mesoscale convective systems, it got to a certain point in its lifetime and it dove southward. Okay, so last night at this time, the models were saying we were going to get our butts kicked by thunderstorms in Cincinnati this morning. But one of the things you know when you watch these, they never do this. They always get to a point and then they dive southward. So this one dove southward and actually a little bit southwestward, ended up over southern Illinois, southern Indiana. And this blue represents that cool air. Now, you've all felt a thunderstorm coming your way. You feel that cool rush of air. So what happens is as the rain falls in the thunderstorm, some of that rain evaporates. That evaporation cools the air. And sometimes the temperature can be 90 and you can have a temperature coming out of the storm in the 50s and upper 50s. And that's that cool rush of air. Well, because you had such a huge complex of thunderstorms, as they went through the Chicago area and they dove southward, they created a lot of cool air. And so that cool, more stable air kind of dominated everything from south central Missouri all the way into Pennsylvania, including the entire Fox 19 Now viewing area. If we hadn't had that, we would have had some big storms. As it was, we only got the storms I showed you on radar, and so that's what happens in many cases. And you can see where the leading edge of that cool air is. This right here is the leading edge of the cool air. So that big storm system dove to the south, the cool air caused by that heavy rain spread out to the east, and this is the leading edge of that cool air. And that's where big thunderstorms are for us. We just had a few in the area and not many at all under this blue. So this cooler, more stable air stopped us from getting big thunderstorms today, but it looks like it'll break down enough that we have another chance overnight tonight of getting some big storms around the tri-state. And that's what happens. One of the hard parts of forecasting, I was talking to my staff this morning, and they were saying, oh, it looks like we're going to get knocked. We probably should have a first alert weather day for this afternoon. I was at home still, I hadn't come into work, and I looked at it and I said, I just don't see it. I mean, look at this big pool of cooler, stable air, and that's what we had. So with that cooler, stable air, we didn't have as high a humidity. Still was hot, still made it into the 90s, but because that air was a little bit less humid, we didn't have the heat index values like we had yesterday, and it wasn't quite as bad. And that blue area, that cool air, suppressed any big thunderstorm activity. And you can see where we didn't have, where that cool air hasn't reached. This is the leading edge of it right in here. Those thunderstorms moving through southeast Kentucky, West Virginia, up into Pennsylvania. That is where the thunderstorm activity would be. If this cool air wasn't there, there'd be a lot more thunderstorm activity all over this area. But as a result, that's what happened. And sometimes models don't really pick up on those subtle effects, and they really didn't pick up on it until this morning. So again, the sun sets at 9:03. We're looking at 85 right now, dropping off by 11 o'clock to 77 with only a few hit and miss showers in the area. Most of us stay dry the rest of the evening. Overnight, down to about 72. Roads tomorrow morning will be wet. It'll be cloudy and humid, rain and thunder tapering off, temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Now, we've got a few scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up in the south. That's what this model says. I think it's probably overdoing it. So most of us get no rain through the evening hours. And watch what happens as we get past midnight. Here comes a large, large area right down here to our south and west. A large area of rain, giving most of us a chance for rain. And I know many people still need the rainfall. And look how that moves north and eastward. Now, it does move north and eastward in weekend, so I don't think we see big thunderstorms or big torrential thunderstorm activity that causes widespread flooding. But the best chance of getting heavy rainfall with the chance of flooding extends from Mount Olivet to Brooksville to Georgetown to West Union to Vanceburg. So basically Adams, Southern Brown, Bracken counties, Robertson County, and Mason County, along with Lewis County, have the chance of getting some very strong rains tomorrow morning. The rest of us looks like just regular rain, maybe a clap of thunder mixed in. And by the time we get to like 10 o'clock a.m., it's gone. Now here comes the front right here. You see this line of showers? Okay, this line of showers is the cool front, and it is going to make a huge difference in the kind of weather we get for the next few days. It still looks great. Yesterday we were talking about the great weather for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably Monday too. Still looks like that's going to happen, and this is the leading edge of some cooler, drier air moving into the tri-state. That'll be some thunderstorm activity also. By 5 p.m. it's east and southeast of the metro area, but for most of northern Kentucky, for southeast Ohio, or southeastern part of our viewing area in southern Ohio, it's a big deal. And by 7 o'clock or 7:30, it's gone, and we are done with it. Okay, now today's 6 to 10 day outlook says that cooler than normal weather we were talking about yesterday, still going to be dominating our weather. Through the 30th, we're near normal again, so that cooler weather is diving to the south and weakening a little bit. So we may be done with the 90s for a while. That goes through the 30th of July. Precipitation-wise, slightly wetter than normal through the 26th and through the 30th, so we've got better chances. And remember, it's a combination of two things. Because it's going to be cooler than normal for a good portion of 2 weeks, we have less moisture need, less evaporates from the soil, less transpired by the plants. And because we have a chance of getting a little bit more than normal, things should balance out or start to balance out a little bit. So it's a better outlook than we had in the past. Okay, so here's your 7-day forecast. 72 tonight, 81 tomorrow. We're looking at a high of 80 on Thursday, 79 on Friday. And I've just updated these numbers. And if you remember yesterday, I was talking about how we may have to update a lot of these numbers and bring them down. Well, I've done that. Okay, so let's take a look. Wednesday and Thursday. Let's compare Wednesday and Thursday with this graph. These are the dew point temperatures. Now, remember, dew points in the 70s are really humid. That's just sticky, uncomfortable air that feels more like New Orleans than anything else. So here's the very sticky weather for Wednesday. Dew points in the 70s all day until we get into the evening, then they start to drop. Dew points on Thursday in the 50s. Whenever you have a dew point in the 50s, it is very, very comfortable. So we go from sticky, steamy air like New Orleans to very comfortable air like the Upper Peninsula of Michigan with dew points in the 50s, and that is going to kind of hold on as we head through the 7-day forecast. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look great. Monday and Tuesday, I think maybe a little bit more humidity by Tuesday with the chance for a shower or thunderstorm. And if you remember yesterday, we had temperatures going back into the upper 80s. The new models have kept the temperatures down, so I've lowered them all. And when you see the summary graphic, you're going to be kind of interested. Okay, let's take a look at beyond the 7-day now. Still no 90s, and as a matter of fact, we've got 4 days in a row, the first 4 of these 7 in the low 80s, mid 80s then for Sunday and Monday, then upper 80s for Tuesday. And here's your summary graphic. Notice there are the highs, here are the lows. The high temperature line, the normal high temperature line, I should say, look at how many days we've got cooler than normal there. Look how many days, and the same thing with the low temperatures, near normal for the most part. So overall, it looks like we're breaking out of this hot, really dry, or really humid weather pattern and going to something slightly cooler than normal. And if you remember, way back when I gave the first idea of the forecast, I was saying how because we're transitioning from El Nino to La Nina, it'll probably be hot and dry, but there'll probably be a break in there as we head on into August. And so it's a little earlier than I expected in the early forecast, but we're getting a break. We're probably going to snap back into hotter than normal weather for August and September. Okay, so let me check Facebook here. We still can't take comments from those of you watching on YouTube. So I'm going to go change cameras. And so now I'm on this camera. All right. Go to Facebook here. And let's see. Okay, Andrew James. Hello, watching from Fairfax. Andrew, you're a neighbor of mine. I live in Madisonville right next door. And I often ride my bike on the bike trail there through Fairfax. So hi, neighbor. Shelley Voss says thanks. You're welcome, Shelley. Shauna Lynn says hello. Hi, Shauna. Did I say? Yeah, I did say it. Shauna Lynn. Okay. And then, okay. I'm sorry. I lost my place here. Rod Tibtani, is there more rain? I don't think so tonight, but not this evening, but overnight into tomorrow morning. And we'll look at the model coming up here in just a moment once again. Okay, Elizabeth Rose, hello from Monroe. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for watching. Lois Green says hello from Ripley, Ohio. Hi there. I used to spend a lot of time going through Ripley because for years, when I was growing up, we had a little boat. I mean, we had a boat. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a little 14-foot ski boat. We started out boating out of New Richmond, then we moved to Moscow, then we moved a little bit further, and we ended up at Aberdeen. So a lot of Sundays we went through Ripley on the way to Aberdeen to the Lively Lady up there and to go boating. And actually, my mom and dad spent most of their time up there in the latter years of their lives because they kind of retired up there. Eric Gibson says hello from Northeast Ohio. Hello, Eric. Thanks for watching. Jeff Beechler. Hello, Steve. Hope you're having a great evening. Is there anything bad at 3 a.m. to 7 for Greenfield, Ohio? Possibly. Between 3 and maybe 9 in the morning, we've got the best possibility of getting some heavy rainfall. And we'll look at the forecast map once again. I don't think it's going to be severe storms. I just think rain, maybe a little bit of thunder, but nothing severe, nothing that you have to really worry about. Other than maybe a little bit of heavy rain. Is it going to rain all day tomorrow? No, I think what's going to happen, this is from Melvin, Stone Street. Melvin, I think what's going to happen, we're going to get rain from about 3:30 in the morning to maybe 8, then scattered showers, and then in the afternoon when the front comes through, I think everybody gets a little bit more, and maybe some strong thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon as we head into evening as the front comes through, but not overnight tonight. Lena Fierce Gregory, hello from Independence. Hi, Lena. Nice. Thanks for watching. Neil Oberting II. Any severe weather tomorrow? Okay, I think we get a few spots. We get some periods of heavy rain in the morning. We have a break, and then as the front comes through, maybe some stronger thunderstorms, like from 2 to 5 o'clock. And again, we'll look at the model output and show you again in a second. Callie Ackers, yeah, I said that right. Nope, you do not have to look out for storms late tonight. Now, I can't say that you won't hear a clap of thunder, but we don't have anything severe in the forecast late tonight at this point. Lynn Coburn, hello from Loveland. Lynn, I grew up in Loveland, Ohio. I was actually born in the city of Cincinnati, and then in 1957, my mom and dad bought a house on Mohican Drive in Loveland Heights. I don't know if you know where that is. I'm hoping that on my birthday's August 4th, that I get to go out to the Creamy Whip out there on West Loveland Avenue, because on August 4th, 1957, my mom and dad took me to the Creamy Whip there in Loveland for a soft serve ice cream cone to celebrate my birthday. And I'd like to go back and say, hey, it was 68 years ago that I was here the last time, 67 years ago that I was here the last time. So Loveland's a great place. It's so much different than when I was growing up there. Where the bike trail is now, we used to walk up to the cartridge factory, Peter's Cartridge Factory, and we used to look for like brass shells and that. Never found much, but we used to do that. Trish Gilreath, hello from Norwood. Hello, Trish. Thank you for watching. Connie Combs, you say I am the man. I hope I never let you down. Okay, Garnet Rothwell. Says he learns a lot about weather by watching. That's one of our goals. I think it's really important to just give you some insight so that you kind of understand what's going on and why it may not happen. Kathy Elam just got showers over Williamsburg. Okay, she got some showers in between Williamsburg and Mount Orb. And that's good, and they've died out now. But I think overnight, probably after 3 a.m., we got a chance for some more. Molly Purcell Pollock said, hello, they hardly got anything. She's up near Stone Lake. But she did get to see a rainbow. All right, that's nice. So it's always nice to see a rainbow. Azazel Don Long, hello from Batavia. Hello, Azazel. Sherry Rogers, hello from West Union, out in Adams County. And you got another chance of getting some rain, especially tomorrow morning, Sherry. Maybe a good soaker out in the West Union area. Carolyn Adams Love said hello from Seaman, Ohio. Hello, Carolyn. And those aren't all the comments you had. Sorry. Guy Goodpastor Jr. He said he's about to go walking in Mason. Where's the rain? He's late. Okay, let me show you real quick, Guy, if you're still watching. I hope you haven't gone out for your walk yet. And all I've got to do is find the radar. I've got a list of 400 things I've got to go through here. All right. Okay, I'm pulling up the radar. Let me see what you've got on the screen. As soon as the radar pops up behind me, we'll go to it full screen. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is a box zoom up to the Mason area. So Mason right up in here. We'll zoom in and you can see there is no rain up there right now, and I don't think you're going to see any. So Mason's not showing up there in the map, but you can see where Deerfield Township is, so it's right there in Warren County. But overall, the shower activity is dissipated, so if you're about to go for a walk, I think you're just fine. I don't think you're going to see anything that is going to be a problem, Guy. Carlotta Daniel says, thanks. You're welcome, Carlotta. FJ Truscritti, I probably pronounced that wrong, so I'm sorry, FJ. Hello from Springdale. Hello there to you. Let's see. Kimley James, so glad to hear this. My sons are going to 3-day music festival this weekend and camping out. Best weather for it. Yay, yes. Looks pretty good. Now, hopefully, we don't see much chance of that forecast going bad, and I think the next chance of showers after tomorrow comes next Tuesday. So there's a nice, if you need to get something done, like repair a roof or put a new roof on, starting Thursday is the time to get ready to do it because you've got some time. Hello from Warren, Michigan. It's Mary Lou Corner. Hello, Mary Lou. Thank you for watching from up there. Now, you probably are not familiar with all the people here at Fox 19 in Cincinnati, but we have a meteorologist on staff who's a Youper. And now, I'm not sure if your part of Michigan knows what a Youper is, but she, Catherine Bodak, grew up on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I think she said they had 8 people in her whole high school class because she was from a rural area up there. So, and Michigan's a beautiful state. So much great stuff up there. Jim Pardon wants to know, how's racing look at Edgewater in Cleves for Saturday? Looks great. I don't see any rain. I see warm temperatures, not a lot of humidity, so good for the cars, good for the track, good for the vans. Should be a great evening for racing at Edgewater Saturday. Or I don't know if it's evening or dayside, but both dayside and evening look very good. So Jim, you're looking good there. Carlotta Daniels says hello from Mount Carmel. Guy Goodpastor, you're welcome. Jeff Beechler. And, of course, Jeff wants to know about snow, but he says, so no high winds or tornadoes? No, not overnight. I just think it's going to be rain and maybe a little bit of thunder, but nothing that's going to be an issue. And then, and of course, Jeff, no snow yet. Oh, and then Andrew, thanks for wishing me happy birthday. It's coming up August 4th. I hate to admit it, I'll be 71 years old, and I feel like I'm 80. Not really, I'm just kidding. Oh, so Molly Purcell Pollock says her son's birthday is August 4th also. Okay, well, wish him happy birthday, Molly. I'm guessing he's not as old as I am. All right. Eric Gibson. Eric is in Chardon, Ohio, 40 minutes east of Cleveland. Yeah, I know where Chardon is. The Great Geauga County Fair is at the end of August. Okay, the Great Geauga County Fair into the end of August, into the beginning of September in Burton, Ohio. So, hey, if anybody wants a nice, couple-day vacation, go up to Geauga County for the fair. Burton, Ohio, end of August, beginning of September. So, Eric, we got it out there for you. Mandy Goins says hello. Hi, Mandy. Can I go over tonight and tomorrow again, please? I will in just a few minutes. Let me finish up these comments and questions, Mandy, and we'll go back over the forecast maps for you. Teresa Johnson McDaniel, hello. hello to you. How about Marshall and Highland County? I think everybody's kind of got the same forecast. Rain, maybe a clap of thunder. The rain doesn't really get here until after midnight, and it could be briefly heavy, but more than likely not enough to cause a flood. But it could be a good soaker for a lot of people that need rain. I think what we get overnight, Marshall and Highland counties included. Hey, we never forget Highland County because Ethan Emery on our staff is from Berryville. Is it Berrysville or Berryville? Well, I forget now. He'll yell at me for saying it wrong. Berrysville, not just a little bit south and east of Hillsborough there. Yeah, Carla Wood says no rain or storms yet. I don't think you see any until well after midnight, Carla. Let's see. Jess Carver, I would take snow cover over this heat. You know what? I'm a snow person also, and I would take it over the heat too. And the older I get, the less I tolerate the heat. When I was a kid, it didn't bother me at all, but now, whoa. Is next Tuesday expected to be severe? Rachel wants to know. No, I don't think, at this point it doesn't look like it, Rachel. But it's a little bit too far out to tell. So right now we're not thinking it'll be severe. And so let's keep our fingers crossed that holds. Is there a reason for the flash flood watch? Actually, it's just a flood watch. And first of all, that's a really good question. Frank Nelson asked this because I was looking at it this morning and I had to make sure I had the weather ready. Now, the Reds are out of town, but the Reds have to do field work and maintenance work and all that, so they needed a forecast. And so this morning when I was looking at the forecast, I was thinking we might only see a few pop-up showers this afternoon and evening, which is what we had. And at noon, they issued that flood watch. But one of the reasons they issued that flood watch at noon was because some of the models had tremendous amounts of rain this afternoon. Others had nothing. Yesterday when we were here, I was talking about the stuff way up there in northern Illinois, and I said, it's just going to die out before it gets here. It shouldn't be a big issue for the morning commute. And it turned out that way. But some of the models had us getting inches of rain this morning, and it's just like, what's going on here? So sometimes, because our forecasts are really model-based, and if the models are all over the place, sometimes it's really difficult on the forecast. So what the Weather Service decided that it's only a flood watch, and so it's best to put it out just in case, and then we can always whittle it back, and that's what they did. So they did expect some heavy rainfall. We had plenty of moisture in the air with all that humidity. So Frank, they issued that flood watch for that reason, and it turned out not to be needed. They may continue it overnight because right now it's in effect till tomorrow evening, and tomorrow morning looks like our greatest chance of widespread rain, and then late tomorrow along the front, let's say 2 to 3 in the afternoon, along the front we get some more rain. So that also is one of the reasons. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, I'm not even on camera. Now I'm back on camera. Give me a second. I'm going to take a quick drink of my Diet Mountain Dew. Okay, now I can talk a little bit more. So let's go back to the comments here. So I think, Frank Nelson, to summarize, I think it was more precautionary than anything. It's better to cancel something than to have to issue it in an emergency and have everybody surprised. Greg Dennison saying he's thinking rain is allergic to Highland and Adams counties. I'm thinking maybe so, but I think you're going to get some overnight. At least a much better chance in the past couple of weeks of getting some overnight and early tomorrow. No tornado threat tomorrow. Caitlin Schertler said, any tornado threat? No. Molly Purcell Pollock said, no. Okay. So Molly Purcell's son, who has the same birthday as me, will be 20. Happy birthday. 20 is a great age. And it puts this in perspective. My son in December is going to be 47. So no, he's not nearly as old as me. Nikki Witt, thanks for all you do. You're welcome. Nikki Witt lives in Westchester on the border of Sharonville and Warren County. The wind was crazy overnight. Yeah, it was. I was pretty amazed because it woke a couple of our dogs up, and they let us know that they weren't real happy about it. But not as much wind overnight tonight. Debbie Lower says hello from Williamstown, Kentucky. Hi, Debbie. All righty. Laura Ann Ventura, what about Mount Orb? Same thing. Chance of some rain, maybe a clap of thunder. I don't think you see any severe weather. It just doesn't look like a severe weather situation to me. And it actually is starting to look less and less like a flooding situation. And again, April, Booth wants to know about severe storms overnight. Nope, don't think so. Like I said, maybe a clap of thunder, but I don't think anything severe. So, and Paula says, so we're getting nothing? Paula, I can't, some places will, nothing this evening, but after midnight we have a much better chance. And let me, give me a second. I've got a couple more comments here, and then we'll go back to the forecast map. And Paula again says we need a bunch of rain. Oh, and then Rachel Turco says her son will be 5 on the 4th. Where did I see the 20? Did I get people mixed up here? Let's see. Oh, okay. Molly Purcell Pollack has a son that'll be 20 in the 4th, and Rachel Turco has somebody that'll be 4. All right. No, it'll be 5 on the 4th. 5 on the 4th. Okay, those are the comments, and before I mess things up anymore, let's go back to the model. This is the radar that I showed you before, and you can see there's really nothing else showing up on radar right now. I'll zoom out. You see those showers just died out. So if I go back to the model that seems to be doing the best here, and again, it's a matter of finding it. Oh, found it faster than I thought I would. Okay, I'll load it up here, and we'll step through it, and I'll explain it for you. Okay, so now, obviously, we're at 7:45. We didn't see, again, didn't see this stuff down here on, let me move over here because I'm on that camera. Didn't see anything like this on the latest radar. So the model, we call this initialization. The model's not initialized very well. It's got some stuff here that's not there. So we have to remember that the model's doing okay. It's not performing perfectly. So let's go to full screen, and we'll step through this. Okay, so even though the model says there might be some thunderstorms from Carrollton over into the Maysville area, they're not showing up in radar, so we don't think there'll be anything the rest of the evening. And then watch what happens here as we get into 4:30 a.m., okay? Now we have a couple of showers and thunderstorms around here. Again, non-severe, just a little clap of thunder and some rain. But then we have a much larger area coming into Carroll County, Ripley County, Decatur County, about 4:30 a.m., okay? So let me go forward in time, and we will see that rain spreads north and eastward. Now notice how the yellow is disappearing, so it's also getting a little weaker as it heads to the north and east, and notice how the area is getting smaller. So by 7 a.m., it looks like most areas have either gotten some rain or are about to get some rain. And 7 a.m., the heaviest rain probably from Georgetown down to Brooksville to Maysville to Mount Olivet to West Union down to Vanceburg. And there might be pretty hefty downpours in southern parts of Lewis County south of Vanceburg. And then the rest of this is just kind of rain, okay? Maybe an embedded non-severe thunderstorm. Okay, so that is 7 a.m. So let's review what just happened here. Go back to about 5 a.m. Right there's 5 a.m. The rain is moving in. It's weakening as it does. Almost everybody gets some rain out of this until, now notice, it looks like everybody's getting rain, but watch it kind of split. Okay, pay attention to Wilmington and to Hillsborough in Highland County. The rainfall there just splits, and not much falls in Wilmington or Highland counties, and then it pushes off to the north and east, and then here, whoops, I went too far, too fast. We'll go back, so that takes care of the morning, and then as we look at, okay, this is 2 p.m., this line of showers here, this line of showers and thunderstorms is the front, okay? So just scattered thunderstorms along the front. As we go a little bit further, let's say we go now to, let's back it up one more time, to 3 p.m. It solidifies a little bit. By 4 p.m., the shower and thunderstorm activity is clearing the metro area. It's clear of southeast, this part of southeast Indiana, and we have a line of showers and thunderstorms from Carroll, Gallatin, Owen, Grant counties across northern parts of Pendleton into Claremont County, with maybe an extension up here into Highland County, and not much yet following in Lewis, Adams, Brown, Bracken, Mason, or Robertson counties. So as we then, let's go a little bit farther. Okay, so then it keeps sinking south and eastward. And then we get a little bit more development, but again, not everybody's going to get a lot of rain out of this, so that by 8:30 p.m., it has moved out of the Fox 19 Now viewing area. So the front moves from up here, across here, so most areas get some rain, but it'll still be hit and miss and spotty along the front, so there's no guarantee you're going to get the rain that you need there. Okay, let's see. Let me go back over to the forecast here quickly, and then we will call it a night. Let's go to the 7-day forecast. It'll load up here in a second, and I'll put it up for you for full screen so you can see it a little bit better. But we do have some really nice weather on the way. Okay, and, as a matter of fact, here we go. Here's your 7-day forecast. And put it into motion. Well, come on, computer, go. There it goes. Okay, so now a low of 72 tonight, so very sticky again tomorrow morning, high of 81. Thursday, 65 and 80, but there's a big change, okay? So I put this graph together that you're going to see come up here. Look at the dew point temperatures on Wednesday in the 70s. And when we talk about dew point, it's just a measure of humidity. It's nothing really fancy. Whenever the dew point's in the 70s, it's very humid out there. Okay, I mean, it's about as sticky as it gets in Cincinnati. When you get to Thursday, though, the dew points have dropped into the 50s, and that's very, very comfortable air. So we go from kind of moist and sticky, uncomfortable on Wednesday to much, much nicer on Thursday, and I'm happy to say it looks like the weather will continue like that through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, maybe the humidity will tick up a little bit, but still not that bad. But look at those temperatures. Below normal on the high side, we've got at least one morning in the upper 50s, maybe 2 or 3 in some spots. So pleasant mornings, nice afternoons, lower humidity, great weather on the way. Then when we go to beyond the 7-day, which takes us out to the 30th of the month, no more 90s in the forecast. As a matter of fact, the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, will all be below normal. I think the 28th is right about normal, and the Monday and Tuesday, the 29th and 30th, back to above normal. So here is the summary graphic for you. There are the highs, there are the lows. Look at the normal high temperature line. We're not really back to normal or a little bit above until the 29th and 30th. On the low side, we're about normal through most of that. And so we've got some delightful weather finally on the way into the tri-state. Okay, that's it for now. I got to run. You have yourself a nice evening. I'll be back tomorrow at 7:15. We'll do this again. And hopefully tomorrow at 7:15, we're talking about an end to the rainfall. Hopefully we're going to talk about rainfall that most of us got. And then we're going to talk about the continuation of the delightful weather. So right now it's looking like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a 4-day stretch with really nice weather out there. Or if you've got to get something done and it requires the weather to be dry, that's a 4-day stretch to get it done. For example, many people, when you go to put on a new roof, you want to wait for a couple days when you've got some rain-free weather, and that's what we've got coming our way. Okay, that's it. Thanks for joining me. Have yourself a nice evening. I hope to talk to you again tomorrow and answer your questions all about the weather. That's it for now, and all I've got to do is figure out how to turn this thing off. Actually, I know. I just couldn't find the button. Still haven't found the button. There we go. Have yourself a nice night. So let's see here. Come on, hit the right button.